Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome back again to another session of Workshop Technology. Today is going to be topic number 3, which is, here you go, the AI power application. Okay, so what we have been doing so far is we use the tools HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build some simple website. That was the first time we met. And for the second time, which is last week, we actually used the JavaScript framework, which is called React. And I mean, you did a little bit of it, but by using the tool like that, it enables us to actually incorporate other things, for example, like AI, into our website. So that kind of framework is actually very, very flexible. And you can see that this week, we're going to incorporate AI into our application. And next week, we're going to even try blockchain technology and integrate them into the website as well. Okay, so let's talk about AI, because AI nowadays is very, very, very common, right? And it might be kind of nice if you can leverage some of that capability in your website. Okay, and the strategy that we're going to do is that we are going to build the AI in the Python world. Okay, you guys taking Python right now. So this one, you should be able to read the code and guess what it's doing. Okay, and in case you don't know, like Python is very big, like has a vast ecosystem in AI world. So any AI practitioner, probably has to use Python into a certain extent, and that's what we're going to use today. So we're going to use the library in Python called TensorFlow to build the AI model that can do some prediction for us. Okay, we're going to do some like price prediction in our application. And then once we're done building the model, the AI model, and in particular, we are doing the artificial neural network model. And then we're going to save the model, and then we're going to come back to the technology that we have been using so far, which is JavaScript framework, which is React. And then we're going to incorporate that into our website, just to show you guys that these kind of things is already possible. And you can, I mean, if you have a little bit of knowledge in this, you can build a lot of things, a lot of cool things by yourself. Okay? So let me show you how it's done. So the first thing is that we're going to use Python to build the AI prediction model. So why don't you guys click into this link. It's called Google Colab. Okay? Let me just take an important note here. We're going to use Google Chrome only. So today, in this exercise, can you please open this link in Google Chrome, not Microsoft Edge. It doesn't work in Microsoft Edge. We tried that before. So Google Chrome only. Okay, so if it's open in Microsoft Edge, can you copy the URL, paste it back into Google Chrome, and go from there? Okay. Okay, so if you open this link, you probably need to sign into Google. Okay, so why don't you take some time to sign in? Get something like this going on your Google account. Okay. Okay, so just to remind you guys, we are using this link over here. This is my website, right? Go to chapter 3, and then go to the link that I post on page number 4, Google Colab. Okay, but make sure that you open this link in Google Chrome only, no Microsoft Edge, just for this exercise. Okay. And sign in too. I think you might have, do you have my lecture open? Okay, number three. And then just click in here, it's okay. That's all you need to do. Make sure you sign in too. Okay, be careful because this, okay, you can sign in here, but be careful because this is Microsoft Edge. Okay, so make sure you use Google Chrome for this particular link.ใช่ครับ sign in เลยครับ Google Chrome ด้วยนะครับ Can I help you? Can you go to that link first? You have to type the whole thing. WTNR เลยครับ เขียนเลยอันนี้ก็เลื่อนไปหน้า4ครับ กดปุ่มนี้ครับ เรียบร้อยครับ sign in ด้วยครับ That's cool. อันนี้เป็นอีเมลส่วนตัวน่าจะดีกว่าครับ โ Okay, and anybody still don't have that page on? Okay, everybody's done? Great, so first step done. Second step is, so this file belongs to me. Okay, I share this file with you. So I want you to copy this file to your account because I want you to own the copy of this file. So in order to do that, can you click Files, and there's a button called Save Copy in Drive. This will save a copy of this file in your drive, so you can always modify it later if you want. Okay? You cannot read it because it's in Thai. I know that. Okay. It's gonna go here. That one. Just wait for a bit. Now, this is your file. Okay. So if you press Save a Copy in Drive, it should open a new tab. And if you notice the title, it will say copy of whatever the name of the file is. Like that, right? It's a copy of T13 TensorFlow. So this is your file. Actually, it belongs to you. And you can check that by going to Drive. If you go to Google Drive, which I mean, if you are signed in right now, you should be able to check your Google Drive, right, from the Chrome tab, right? If you go to My Drive, you should see something like this, Collab Notebook appearing. Like if you never used this before, but I'm sure maybe you did it before because you took Python class at the moment. Maybe you've tried this, right? So in your Collab Notebook, you should be able to see the file that you just copy. It would say copy of T13. Like, I mean, I have this one right here. You should have this one on your drive too. And that means that that is your file. So whatever you make change in that, it's yours. Okay? All right, so why don't we close you can close my file. You don't need that file. You need your file. Okay? So why don't you close the tab that is my file. Okay, I'm gonna close it too because I wanna have another copy of it, right? Okay, all right, and this one, it's a bunch of Python code, right? If you're taking Python right now, maybe it's ring a bell a little bit, right? The first thing we're gonna do is loading some library. So why don't we click play button here? If I click play, then it's gonna start executing the first blocks of code. Okay, and if you see from it, then it's loading the Python package or library, right? Similar to, like, I'm sure you have done, like, from import numpy as np, similar things. Okay, this one might take a little bit of time, so yeah, why don't you just look at the, click and enjoy your time for a bit, chill out for a bit, okay? Okay, if you're done here, can you click the second block for me, just to make sure that everything's loaded? Right, so if you click, I mean, I guess if it's successfully loaded, then you should be able to see, like, maybe I'm printing the version of the TensorFlow library. This is 2.18. You can verify if that's the same with you. That will be OK. All right. Okay, so let me explain what we're doing, right? Because I haven't told you guys, like, what are we building per se, right? What we're building is called the prediction model. We're gonna have some data, and we're gonna have the model, and the model is actually gonna learn from the data to make more prediction. This is called machine learning, okay? And one of the kind of like a premier tool in machine learning is artificial neural network. I mean, you guys are using ChatGPT. Like, ChatGPT is like something that built on top of architecture like this, okay? But this one is the original one, okay? And when I talk about neural network, it's not magic. It's just mathematics, okay? And essentially, These blocks or circle in here, it's just a mathematical function. It's a linear function plus some nonlinear function. But you can think about it as these are the functions. And the way that they are architected is that the function, the output and input are connected. They are feeding from one function to the other function. And we kind of visualize it in terms of layers. Okay? So what we're having here is that on the left side, it's going to be the input layer. The input layer consists of functions that accept the input from the outside. For example, if you feed the data for this algorithm to learn, you feed it into the function on the input layer. Okay? And what's happened is that something goes in here. It's do a bunch of calculation. It's a mathematical function. And then it's going to split the output. The output from the input layer will go as an input into another layer. This is called hidden layer. And again, it's just another type of function. Actually, it's the same type of function, but with different parameters. And they're going to do some calculation, and then they feed the output into the next hidden layer. And it keeps go on and on and on. And depending how deep the model is, that's called deep learning, by the way, in case you are wondering. Like it just keeps going on and on. And then the last layer is called the output layer, which means that whatever output from this function, we get that number out as a prediction. That's it. There's no magic in here. Like ChatGPT, it's just a bunch of this, but way, way more complicated. Okay? That's what we're going to do right now. Okay? The good thing about, or the nice thing about doing this kind of architecture is that we don't have to specify anything. We just say that this is the function that can learn any type of data. And we feed in the data, and then it learns the best parameter by just feeding to the data. It's called machine learning. Okay? And you can use this type of architecture to do a lot of things, like predicting class, something like, or predicting image type, like cats and dog picture. Or you can even do language, you can do audio, you can do video translation, and a bunch of things building on this type of architecture. Okay? So let me go through that. Okay? So first we're gonna come up with the training data. So I'm gonna use a very, very simple training data. This one is called the fictional data. It's a house price based on the size of the area. Okay? And again, I don't know if you're taking Python right now, I'm sure you have heard something called NumPy array. NumPy array is just a list, a collection that contains a bunch of numbers. So I'm building the NumPy array that contains a bunch of x and y, or just a line on the graph. That's all. Okay, so these are the data that I want the model to learn from. Okay, the machine learning part. Okay. So the next, I want to show you what the data looks like. So these are the data. So the x is the size of the house, and then the y-axis is the price of the house. So this is just fictional data, but you can come up with any type of data, and then the model can learn anything. So that's a cool part of it. Like if you go back and change the data, the model can relearn, and then it can predict the new data too. Okay. All right. Next up, I'm going to build the model. So this part is where I build something like this. Okay? I'm using the TensorFlow library from Python. So, I'm teaching this class for the whole semester, like this library. So, I'm teaching you guys in like 10 minutes. So, it's okay if it doesn't make that much sense, but I'm going to guide through some of the concepts. And you can start, tweaking things by yourself. And I think that's more empowering. Okay? So first thing I want to do is that this model will contain 2 layers. You see this line here? This line is called input layer. So that is a layer in here. Okay? So this layer right here, input layer. Okay? And particularly, I say input shape is 1. So because we are inputting just one x. So right now, our data is very simple. It's just one x and predict y. So I only need one node. So if I go back to this picture, I guess my neural network will only have one circle in this layer. So imagine this layer has only one circle. Okay? And next up, I go back to my code and I say, this is dense layer. So dense is called the hidden layer, basically. Okay? And this is the unit of 1, meaning that I don't have any I guess I don't have any of this. Okay, I skip all of this, so it's just one circle here, and then the output, one circle over here. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just saying that my network will contain one circle for the input and one circle for the output, and skip all of this. There's nothing in here. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, if I were to run this file, okay, you can kind of see that right now I have a model that contains only one layer, which is the output layer, and the parameter is 2. Okay, so the number of parameter is something that you can use to just to get the feel of of how complex the model is. So right now your model has only 2 parameters, and if you were to recall linear regressions, like the equation for linear regressions only contain 2 parameters, which is slope and the y-intercept. So essentially what I'm doing is that I turn this model, which is, can become very complex, and I make it so simple that it's just a straight line. This is a function for the straight line, basically, the one that I'm tweaking it. Okay? But if I want to make the model more complex, I can certainly do that. Let me show you this. I want to insert something in between. It's called a hidden layer. So I'm going to go like this. Okay? So instead of doing this, I want to copy this one like this and put it in the middle. Okay? And instead of just unit equal to 1, I want 16 circle. If I put 16 here, it means that I want 16 circle in the middle. Okay? I gotta change the name though, because the name has to be unique. So I want to say hidden 1. It can be any name as long as it's not the same as the one next to it. And let me just run this one for you right here. You can now see that right now I have one more layer, and now my parameter is about 50. So right now my model is getting more complex, and it can also fitting into more and more complex data. I can go even further. If I want to include one more layer, I can just copy and put it here, like that. And just for a cake, I just want to put like maybe 1,000. Why not, right? And I just put like hidden 2 or something. Just make the name different. Okay. If I were to run this, okay, I can get my parameter up to about 20,000. So my model go from 2 parameter, which is essentially just a straight line, to about 20,000 by just including one more lines in here. So just for a good exercise, right? Can you maybe try to change it? So the way that you would change it, like originally you have something like this, right? You can just copy this line and place it in between it like that. And then just change the number of the units. So the unit is the number of circle in your network. So if I do like 2,000, I can do that too. But just make sure that your name is different. So like hidden 2 or something. Like make it different from the other name. And if you run it, then it's going to show you like how many parameters you have. Okay, maybe just try a little bit, and maybe we'll change it back into the simple model before we run the whole thing again. Okay, but just get a feeling of how you do it, right? And this is actually how like the research is done. Like if you were to like apply for a master's degree and you want to do like price prediction, which we do a lot in industrial engineer. Like the master student also use this type of library, and they're using like something like this too. Okay, so you're using the tools that people use for research too. Okay. All right. So who can I want to see if you can have many more parameters. Like how many do you have? 6,000. Okay, so that's a bit small. You have something more? 20,000. You have something 2. Okay, 2 is only 2. Okay. You can go crazy. If you increase more and more layers, then the parameter will just blows up. Okay. Okay. So the number of parameters is something that you can judge how complex the models are. Okay. I want to ask you for ChatGPT, for the version number 3, ChatGPT 3. Can you guess how many parameters they have? You know how many? Just give me some number. 1 million. That's way too small. 1 billion, still small. 10 trillion, that's too big. Okay? That's way too big. 1 trillion is still a little bit too big. 10 million, that's too small. Okay, so it's between 10 million and you say 1 million and 1 trillion. Can you guess the number? Between 1 billion and 1 trillion. 50 million. Okay, I'll just tell you. It's about 700 billion parameter. So that's ChatGPT 3. So right now it's 4, right? It's 40, 40, and then there's like something else. So it's even more. So as you can imagine that you go from 2 to 6,000 to 700 billion parameter for the ChatGPT. And it's still building on the same architecture, by the way, although much, much more complex. Okay? All right, everyone, go back to 2 parameter, please, because we don't want to wait for it. The more parameter you have, the longer you have to wait for it to learn. Okay, so let's revert back to 2 parameter, please. Okay, so by doing that, you can just delete everything from in the middle so that you only have 2 lines originally. Okay, if you were to run this, then you would only have 2 parameters. So that would be the lightest model, I guess. And it will run the fastest, okay? Okay, if you've done that, then come back to the box below and just run it. So this one will run the actual machine learning. Okay, it will take some time. As you can see that even for the smallest model, it still takes some time to run. And that's, I guess, one of the downside of using, neural network like this, because it's kind of heavy computationally. Okay, like even for me, I'm still running, right? It's kind of crazy. Just fit to the straight line. Like how hard could it be? Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe you make some typos in here. Can I see? Okay. Have you run this one? I think you forgot to run this one. You done it? Okay, let's do it. There you go. You forgot to run that cell. Okay, like even for me, it's still running. That's kind of weird. Like, why is it running? It's just straight line. Either way, anyway. Okay, it's still executing. Maybe it's using the wrong model. I'm not sure because I don't think this one will take this long. Kind of weird. Oh, it's done. Okay, it's actually take this long. It takes about 1 minute to fit to a straight line. Like if you can compare, right? I don't know if you use like curve fitting tools in Excel. If you have about 100 points and you want to fit a straight line to it, it will take like 1 millisecond. But it takes actually 1 minute for the neural network to fit to the straight line. So as you can see, that's the trade-off. It's the computational expense. Okay? So what are we seeing here? What are we seeing is something called the loss. Okay? The loss tells you how smart the model is. If the loss is low, that means the model is smarter. And if you can see, and then the x-axis tells you something called the epoch. So the epoch is kind of like the time that it takes to train. Okay? So as long as the loss goes down, that means that the model is getting smarter, which is good, right? You want the machine to learn, right? What usually happens is that initially the model actually gets smarter. As you can see that the loss goes down. But after a certain time, it's actually stopped learning. Like this part is when you should stop training because it's just wasting computational time, right? So like if you are doing this for real, like this is the part where you should stop because it's going to waste the company's money, essentially. Like it doesn't get smarter if you train it more and more, okay? All right, so once you're done, let's see the prediction. So this part is when I input the prediction to it, okay? So first, if I want to input the prediction, I need to generate some x, okay? And I want to test when x equal to 1300, okay? That's, I think that's a square feet, okay? And then I want to input that into my model, so I'm hitting this box. And I want you to note this number. This is about 129,000, also 130,000. So that is the price prediction from that x, which is about 1,300 square feet, right here, 1,300. And the answer is about 130,000. I think it's dollars or something. Okay, so note that that prediction, because we're gonna use them to kind of test if it's actually, if you put them into your website and it actually predict something, that would be the number that we evaluate if we're doing the right thing or not. Okay, all right. So let's just generate a lot of numbers so that we can test our model. Okay, and then we're gonna predict everything at once. Okay, just keep clicking, you'll see, and then I'm gonna put the prediction and the ground truth together. So that is I kind of like the curve, like the green, actually the blue dot is the real data, like the input data. And the green dot, the green line is actually the prediction. So yeah, it's doing the straight line correctly, right? So that's something we can do. We can verify, okay? Okay, so once you verify that the model is doing the right thing, then you can go ahead and export the model. So this part is when we're going to export it, and then we're going to input them into our JavaScript framework, because we want to build the website that people can actually use to predict the house price. Okay, so why don't we click more, right? And then keep clicking, save the model, and then the model conversions. Ignore all the warnings. And then just download it. If you do it correctly, you should see that the web browser download a zip file called web model. Okay, so just keep clicking all the box, okay? And I guess the last one, you should be able to see that the file download from that worksheet. Okay. If you don't see this, let me know. You might have forgotten some box to click execute some code. Does it work? Does it work? Okay. How about this? Pro tips. For those who have trouble getting things to work, I have some pro tip for this. And you can use this in your Python class too. If you want to click everything at once, you go to runtime and run all. So that's command run everything from top to bottom. So you cannot miss anything because it runs everything. So that's the pro tip for using this kind of tool. Okay, so if you have problem, just do run all. And at the end, it should download the files for you. Okay. Okay, for those who already has a file, while you are at it and waiting for your friends, why don't we extract the data out, okay? Because you have to do that anyway, so why don't you just do it now, right? Okay, why don't you go to your file? It should be in your Window Explorer. Find it, it should be in your download folder. Why don't we extract that thing out? So I'm gonna double click it, okay? I think you are using WinRAR, so double click it, and then some WinRAR software should come up. And you should see the folder called Web Model. Can you please drag it out to your desktop, like that? So what I want you to do is to extract the folder called Web Model out from the compressed file onto the desktop. Okay, so that's the way to do. Okay, one more time. Okay.กด save ใช้ Google Chrome ครับใช้ตรงนี้ไม่เวิร์คครับเปิดตรงนี้ใหม่เนาะมันเวิร์กวะOkay, nothing works. Okay. Use Google Chrome. Can you? Hold on. That has to be here. Okay. ขอพิมพ์นะฮะที่ผมข้ามสเต็ปทุกอย่างขึ้นมาเลยครับโอเคเดี๋ยวรอนะฮะแล้วเดี๋ยวสักพักนึงมันจะดาวน์โหลดให้ดูใหม่ Okay. All right, so just extract the folder called web model out to your desktop. Okay, we're going to use them later on. Okay. Okay, we're going to run again, run time, like that. Okay, so why don't we moving on, keep moving a little bit more. Okay, so the next step is we got the model. We want to create the web application, and then we want to put that model into our website. Okay, so we're going to do this. This is like last time, although I will start from the very beginning. So first, can you create a new folder on your desktop and just name it anything, like workshop, something like that. And then we're going to open VS Code. Okay. And like last time, or I mean a couple times before, we're going to drag the folder onto our program. This is called setting the workspace. Like that. Just drag and then let go. Okay, you should be able to see the name of the folder appearing on the Explorer bar. Also verify that if that's the case. Okay. Okay, next up, we're going to do terminal, new terminal. Okay, so that should bring up something to type, like last time again. Okay. And what you want to type, it's this part right here. So on page 5. Okay. First, npm create wheat. So that's what you want to type in there. Or you can just copy and paste like that. Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay, let me go through the whole process, so some of you might be able to go, and I'll wait for you for the rest, okay? So for the project name, I'll just leave it as Wheat Project. So I'm just going to hit Enter, like that, okay? And here, I want to select Java React. Okay, so this one, make sure that you select React, or else you have to do this again. React, okay? And then I want to select JavaScript. Okay, so React and JavaScript. If you don't do this, you have to do it again. Okay, which is fine. We can do it as many times as you want, right? And that's it. Okay? And if you see the folder called Wheat Project appearing on your Explorer bar, that means you did a good job. I'll go through that exercise again, okay? มาไหมครับ มาแล้วเนอะ โอเค โอเค ช่วยกด Ctrl C ให้หน่อยครับไม่ใช่นี้ Ctrl V ครับเรียบร้อยตรงนี้ผมช่วยไหมครับมาอันนี้ได้ไฟล์ยังครับ You got the file ยังโอเคอันนี้ปล่อยไปเดี๋ยวอันนี้มันก็โหลดครับรอสักครู่มันก็โหลดปล่อยมันครับได้โอเคได้ครับได้ครับได้อันนี้ได้อยู่โอเคผมก็พูดเวอร์ไปงั้นแหละจริงๆมันได้แหละครับ Oh very good you did it okay some of you actually go past what I just did but you may do that okay Let me just do it one more time. I don't know in case somebody not missing it. Okay, so the step that we're doing is that we are going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it Workshop 2 just to make sure that it's not the same as the one last time. Okay, I'm opening VS Code. I'm dropping in the folder onto it. Okay, and then I have the name of the folder on my Explorer bar. I do new terminal so that I can type something. Okay, and the command is called pnpm create wheat. I remember it, but if you don't remember, it's actually on page number 5. That's all you need to do. Okay. And the project name, just keep it wheat. Select React, and I just noticed that I actually used JavaScript plus SWC. That's okay. It doesn't matter. You can use JavaScript or JavaScript SWC, doesn't really matter here, okay? And some of you actually follow the steps and get the website running, which is very good. For those who haven't, just follow the step, right? It asks you to cd wheat project, right? Just do what it's Just do what is asked you to do. cd wheat project, pnpm install, and pnpm run dev. Just do that, shall we? So I'm going to leave it here in case you want to see it from your, so that you don't have to, in case you lost it. Okay, is that big enough? Okay, so these are the commands that you need to type in order to get the website running. enter เลยครับนั่นแหละครับแล้วก็งั้นเดี๋ยวขอแป๊บหนึ่งโอเคงั้นทำแบบผมทั้งหมดเนาะเห็นป่ะ cd with project พิมพ์ไปแล้ว enter เลยครับพิมพ์ต่อเลยครับคอมมานด์ที่2ครับครับถูกต้องครับแล้วก็ second command please
อันนี้ใช่ไหมคะ
ผิดอัน
โค้ดผิดอันหนูลืม
มางั้นเดี๋ยวขอดูหน่อย
นะคะเลือกอันต่อ
ไม่เอาพิมพ์ต่อกันหมายถึงว่าพิมพ์แล้วก็ enter พิมพ์ครับ enter แล้วก็อันนี้ไงคุณเอาคอมมานด์1ไปแล้วไงคุณก็พิมพ์อันที่2
ก็คืออันนี้ใช่ไหมคะ
ไม่อันนี้ install pnp
ก๊อปอันนี้มาเลย
ก็พิมพ์ก็ได้หรือก๊อปก็ได้แล้วแต่ครับไม่แน่ใจว่าถูกหรือเปล่าเริ่มใหม่ดีกว่างั้นอันนี้จริงๆเราชื่ออะไรก็ได้นะครับ
เสร็จแล้วก็ enter เลย
enter ครับเดี๋ยวพิมพ์จึ๊กภาษาอันนี้ something wrong I see red stuff which mean error okay whoa so you are actually way past me already okay but anyway okay so let me just start again Oop. hold on ทำตามนี้ดีกว่าครับทำตามนี้เชื่อผมอย่าเพิ่งเร็วมากOh, it's working. Okay. Terminal. New terminal. You way past me already. Okay, I'm here. Okay, boop. Okay, so next step. Can you type ในนี้เลย3 ท่าน2 ท่านเธอไปครับอันนี้
จริงก็มาถึงตรงนี้แล้วแล้วก็แค่กด
โอเคโทษครับซึ่งถูกแล้วครับถูกแล้วครับงั้นทำนี้ต่อ2 อันนี้โอเคทำทีละบรรทัดนะครับโอเค kind of funny because in your generation like you never used command line before so like when I tell you this thing some people just copy everything then enter which is kind of fun it's kind of interesting because I grew up like through my MS DOS like I used DOS before and command line is something that we start with even before Windows so like some of the things that kind of natural to me like it's not natural to you guys so big generation change, I guess. Okay, are you guys done? Okay, let me show you if it's done. You should see something like this. CD, okay. CD with project, okay, and then npm install. Done. pnpm run dev. Okay. If you see something like this, congratulations, you're done. I mean, for now. Can you control and left click? And you should be able to see something like this. Like last time. Come on, man. Yeah, and then the counter. Okay, so that's where I want you to be. Okay, if you're not here, I can help you. Okay, I hear clicking, and that's a good sign. Okay, that's good. Okay, left click. หมายถึงว่า control ครับ control ค้างโอ้โอเค this is okay that's good I hear lots of clicking although it's kind of meaningless to do it's kind of meaningless นี่ไม่ขึ้นทำไม Run dev and there you go Ta-da! Okay let me know if you guys need help or else okay oh okay so to choose the project React JavaScript Okay, I guess I'm gonna keep going if you don't stop me, okay? Stop me if you want. All right, let's go. I think we're more than halfway there, so that's a good sign, right? Okay. Okay, what else? What else should I do, okay? The next step is that I'm gonna turn it off. Because I need to install one more thing, but I just want to let you guys, get things set up. But I wanna exit this right now, as I mentioned last time. Like the fact that you can open the website like this, it means that there is a server running. Like this actually works. Like if you refresh it and it's still here, that means that something is running. The server is running. If you want to quit this, that means you need to terminate the server. In order to do that, you have to go back to the VS Code and make sure that you click somewhere in the terminal so that it's active. And you do Control+C plus CCAT in order for the terminal to kind of exit into the typing mode. Okay, if you can type, that means that your server is now quit. If I were to go back to my website, it's going to be gone, meaning that if I refresh it, it's no longer there like that. So that means you have closed the exit the server. Okay? All right? If you've done that, that's very good. Next step, we're going to go to page number 6. Can you copy this one? Okay? There's a line in here that says PNPM install and a bunch of things. And if you notice, TensorFlow, that's the library that we use to build the neural network, right? We're going to install them into our React framework. Okay, so when I copy, so this one, do not type it, please. There's no way you're going to make it correct the first try, right? Just copy and paste them onto the terminal like that. Control V, and then just hit Enter. Like that. Okay? One more time. I want you to go to page number 6. Copy the line where it says install additional library. Copy the whole thing. Okay? And then paste it into your terminal where you have already quit the server. Right. I mean, I've done that, so it doesn't really make any difference here. But do that. And once you've done that, let's open or start the server again. But this time, you don't need to type anything. Just hit the up arrow key. 1 and 2. See? If I hit the up arrow key, it's going to cycle through the history of your command. Just pick the one that says PNPM run def. And just hit Enter one more time to get the server running, right? And once the server is running, you can either control-click at the link, or if you have this link open, this tab open, you can just refresh it. It comes back. Okay, so, but the difference is that right now, behind the scene, we already install, additional library onto our website. Okay. Right? Stop me if you want. Okay? If you don't stop me, I will keep going. Okay? Next stop, let's just change into, this title looks boring. Just change it. Okay? So why don't you guys go into your Explorer bar and find the file called index.html. So you may minimize this thing now. Okay? We're going to use the space here to change some code. So can you find index.html and maybe change the title to something, customized, like my awesome AI app. Okay, because we're technically we're using AI, although it's kind of the old version of AI. It's like machine learning, but it's technically AI. Okay, if you hit save, you need to save it, right? And come back and see your website, the title has changed. Okay? So that's the first thing, nice to do. Okay, doesn't work. Yeah, index.html
อันนี้ยังไม่ได้ใส่เข้าไป
ใส่ก่อนครับก๊อป
วางเหรอคะ
วางครับ Enter ครับ
ไม่ได้เรียนนานเลยนะนี่ไงชื่อแกแล้วก็
เดี๋ยวเย็นๆรอมันก่อนครับ
Jane ก็อีกที่มันเองได้
โอเคกดขึ้น2 ทีจึ๊กไม่เคยทำเลยโอเคงั้นพิมพ์นี้ครับเข้าไปโอเคเอามาแล้วโอเค
เราเปลี่ยนตรงนี้ใช่ไหม
ไม่ใช่ครับเปลี่ยนตรงนี้ครับเดี๋ยวก่อนเปลี่ยนยังโทษห้ามเปลี่ยนตรงนี้ครับเปลี่ยนตรงนี้ครับเปลี่ยนตรงนี้
เอาอันนี้
ไม่ใช่ครับไม่ใช่อันนี้คือเปลี่ยนตรงนี้นะฮะเปลี่ยนเล่นๆขำๆแล้วก็กลับไปดูนี่ไม่เปลี่ยนอ้าวไม่ได้รัน
ยังไม่ได้เซฟเลยค่ะ
นี่ครับรันก่อนครับลอง refresh ใหม่เนี่ยครับเปลี่ยนอะไรนะเห็นนะเนี่ยเปลี่ยนตรงนี้Okay, but this is not that important, right? What we want to do is something, more important is here. So let's do this. We're going to go in. Okay, so another thing we can do is, I guess we don't need to do this. Let's keep it here. It's okay. Just skip it. Skip it, okay? So right now, it's the important parts, okay? So if you recall, there's a folder that you extract from the zip file. It's called the web model, right? Can you open that particular folder? Web model. Do you see 2 files in here? The first file is called group1, blah, 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 blah. The second file is called model.json, JSON, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to create a new folder in the public folder. Okay, do you see the folder called public, right? Public, okay? And I want to create a new folder in here called model. Okay, so make sure that the new folder, not the file though, the folder is called model. Okay, and then we're going to drag whatever inside the web model into the model folder, like that. If you notice that now I have a folder called model inside the public folder, like that. Okay, one more time for those who still figuring things out, okay? I want to go into the public folder. Right now, I only have 1 file, right? I want to create new folder, okay, called model. And then if you open the folder called web model, you should see 2 files, okay? I want you to drag these 2 files into the model folder. It should look like this. Okay, it has to look like this. It has to look exactly like this. Good. Good job. You did it correctly. That looks all right. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
แล้วเราเอาไฟล์มาจากไหน
ไฟล์จากที่ดาวน์โหลดเมื่อกี้ครับนี่เห็นนี้ปะเห็นอันนี้ปะคุณเห็นปะไปที่ดาวน์โหลดอันไหนก็ได้ครับเหมือนกันครับเปิดดับคลิกขึ้นมาโอเคแล้วเสร็จแล้วเอาออกมาที่เดสก์ท็อปให้ผมก่อนเห็นนะเอามาอย่างนี้อย่างนี้ครับลากออกมาที่เดสก์ท็อปก่อนโอเคลากมาเนาะแล้วเปิดมันก่อนโอเคเปิดมันไว้ฝั่งนี้เนาะแล้วเปิดอันนี้ฝั่งนี้
ไม่ใช่เข้าไปในโฟลเดอร์นี่เว็บโมเดลใช่
เปิดมันไว้ทางด้านซ้ายแบบนี้โอเคแล้วก็เปิดโปรแกรม Visual ไปทางขวาโอเคทีนี้ดูนี่นะครับเห็น Public ป่ะโมเดลนี่ไอ้สร้างแล้วนี่สร้างแล้วเนาะสร้างยัง รั้งแล้วแต่นั่นไม่ใช่โฟลเดอร์นั่นคือไฟล์ครับลบทิ้งไปก่อนกดเมาส์ขวาแล้วกด delete เอาใหม่สร้างโฟลเดอร์ใหม่มันจะเป็นอีกหนึ่งมันจะเป็นชื่อแฟ้มไอคอนมันเป็นแฟ้มแต่ต้องสร้างใน Public ด้วยนะแล้วกดแฟ้มชี้ให้หน่อยนั่นแหละไม่ใช่อันนั้นไฟล์ครับนั่นไม่ใช่โฟลเดอร์ไปคลิกที่อื่นเอาโฟลเดอร์คลิกใหม่นะครับแล้วเขียนโมเดลผมนะโอเคเขียนถูกนะโอเคเสร็จแล้วเนี่ยครับ select ตึ๊กอย่างนี้ทั้งคู่ select 2 อันเลยโอเคแล้วลากไปใส่ในโมเดลเห็นตรงนี้ปะลากไปใส่ในโมเดลต้องให้มันเห็นอยู่ด้วยกันน่าจะใช่แล้วมั้งขอดูใกล้ๆหน่อยมองไม่เห็นเท่าไหร่โอเคถูกต้องโอเคครับโอเคlower M please capital M and lower M make difference okay rename right click here and click rename click at the folder right click at the folder ไม่ตรงนี้ครับคลิกตรงนี้ right click right click right click right click rename here M เล็กครับsmall m please no capital M okay we'll see if you make mistakes here your model won't work and then we'll figure things out later okay so that's done next step we're gonna do this okay so there are 3 files you need to change okay so the first one is called source/model so why don't we click into this file okay did you see something like this if you click into that link you see something like this if you can see that this one is called model.js okay you can copy that copy okay and then go back to your VS Code and this one is going to be inside the source folder so make sure you select the source folder and now you can create new file this one not folder anymore file okay that file should be called model.js like this okay one more time this time I want you to go to the source folder and then create a new file this file should be called model.js okay it has to be in this position though and why don't you paste the code that you just copy and then saved it that's the first step okay so notice that my file is in the source folder okay next step yeah why not very cool เน็ตหลุด that means you have to start from the beginning
ที่ขวาแล้วก็
okay can you check other website does it work okay can you go to login.cmu.ac.th .ac.th yeah so I think you close that window maybe so that the internet's cut off okay I'm sure you guys have done this okay so let's continue to the second file which is app.jsx okay so this file if I put to open this one you should see that this one is it's longer so make sure that you copy the whole thing from top to bottom okay including all the lines here, okay? Copy. And then go to your code. And this one, you don't need to create new file because there's already a file called app.jsx, right? But you want to delete everything in here first, blank, see? Everything blank, and replace them with the new content, and then save it. Okay, once you've done that, do you see something like this? And actually, if you do it everything correctly, actually this one already works, okay? So if I were to type, remember what I tell you to take a note of a certain number? If I were to type this number, 1300, see? 1300, if the model is doing the correct job from your website, you should get a number around 120,000, 130,000, okay? So let's do just that. If I were to put 1300 and I said predict, there you go. It's working. That's AI in your website, baby. Yay. It's pretty cool, right? If you type 1300 in here, you should get about 130,000. If that's the case, good job. Ah, ไม่ขึ้นเลยสิเดี๋ยวก่อนทำไมit's working ไม่ได้เหรอไม่แน่ใจครับ this one's okay. Oh, okay, but the number can differ slightly because AI, like machine learning, it has some stochastic elements into the model, so it will change a little bit. But as long as it's about 130,000, you're good to go. ลองใส่ผมดูหน่อยสิครับ 1,300 ครับ เย้ good job อะไรนะ What's happening โอ้เจ๊งเหรอครับ model.js ผมขอนั่งเลยได้ไหมครับง่ายน่าจะง่ายกว่าผมว่าคุณลืม install process นี้ป่ะเหมือนเพื่อนคุณแน่เลยคุณทำอันนี้ได้ยัง this one ไปแปะใหม่ครับ เพราะนี่ไม่ได้ทำไงฮะโอเคกด Ctrl C หนึ่งรอบแปะเข้าไปเอาใหม่ก๊อปใหม่แปะใหม่แล้ว นี่ไงมาละโอเคนั้นคุณน่าจะได้เหมือนกันครับลืม install 1 รอบนะ so yes make things a little bit more โอเคโอเคขอเข้าไปดูดีกว่าครับระวังนี่มากๆถึงไม่ได้ช่วยเลยโอเคไม่รู้จะดูขอนั่งเลยครับขอนั่งเลยระวังนะระวัง
อาจารย์ที่ดูแบบใช่กูก็เคยเจอตอนแรกกูเคยไปเรียนตั้งแล้วอ่ะ
ก๊อปเกินครับ
แบบอยากทำอาหารแล้ว
นี่ไงได้ละอันนี้ผิดว่ะ
มันติดลบได้ไง
มันผิดเหรอครับ
เซนโย
อันนี้อยู่ที่โมเดลครับอยู่ที่โมเดล
คือสอบเข้าหรือสอบอะไรแถวโรงแรมหรือแถวมอ
นี่ก็ทำถูกนะฮะแต่ว่าคุณไปก๊อปใหม่
คนรู้ส่งมาอ๋อคนละที่มันคือโรงเรียนที่ไม่ใช่โรงเรียนวัดเบญแน่ๆอ่ะ3-4ไม่ใช่นาน
ติดลบใช่ไม่น่ามีประเด็น
ออกมามันก็รู้ส่งมาทะเบียนไม่ใช่
อะไรครับลองรันใหม่ก็ได้จริงๆแล้ว
เซ็นฟังไม่ใช่เซ็นฟังเซ็นฟังน่าติดเซ็นทะเบียนเลยนะ
ราคาติดลบอะไซส์เขาไม่ต้องของผู้หญิงหรอกแล้วป่ะคือนานจัง
ก็ไม่นาน
มันนานคอย
เตาอันโลไหมมันคือ
พี่ไปสอนที่สูตรเวิร์กช็อปแบบดูเลย
อะไรสอนดูสิก็อยู่ติดเอาก็อยู่ตรงสวนดูสิไม่ใช่โรงแรมดูสิธานีคนละที่ดูสิธานีอยู่สวนลุมอีสัตว์
ครับผมว่าคุณลืมรันเว้ยคุณลืมสเต็ปนี้โมเดลมันเลยมั่วคุณต้องก็คือมันโมเดลไม่ได้เทรนไงครับมันก็เลยแบบเอาพุทแบบราคาที่ผิด
หนูรันทำหมดเลยมันอาจจะ
ไม่รู้งั้นไม่แน่ใจเหมือนกันเนี่ยแต่อันเนี้ยได้นะจึกไม่ไรก็เดี๋ยวลองดู
สัมภาษณ์อยู่มาแล้ว5 ปีแล้วกันบทไม่ได้เฮียยังไม่หมดเลยบทประกันที่อะไร5 ปี 6 ปีไม่มีหรอกซื้อเหล้าอีกเยอะเลยผมไปซื้อเหล้าอย่างนี้เดี๋ยวแวะที่ได้
นี่ไงวิก็ลืมเพลงจริงหรือว่า somewhere เนาะไม่เป็นไรครับ Okay, are you guys done? Okay, so for the last thing that we're gonna do is that I want to show you that this one looks too generic. So when I change the style a little bit by doing the CSS, right? Because you remember like we changed the style of your website using CSS. So why don't we do that? So first of all, can you help me do this? I want to clear everything. So if you go to app.css, okay, just clear everything, delete everything, and go to index.css and clear everything. So there are two files that you want to clear. It's called app.css and index.css. So make sure that all the CSS are gone. Okay? And once you did that, then your website will look really, really generic like this. Okay? So two files, all the file with the .css extension, just clear everything saved, and your website will just look like that. So that is the most generic version without any style. And then you can try the one that I supplied to you, this one. So the last one is the app.css. If you were to open it, and then you copy the whole thing, okay? Which is quite long, but that's okay, right? You copy the whole thing, and then you paste it back into your code. So that will be called app.css. Get something like this. Much better, right? So you can change the style of your website pretty easily if you know how to write CSS, something like that. And if you're done, you can go. How about that? Is that cool? Okay, I'm gonna pass around, I guess. But let me see your website first before you go. Okay, you're done. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you good? Okay.
ไม่ต้องยังกันได้หรอ
Okay, good. Very cool. Okay, hold on. เดี๋ยวจะช่วยนะครับ Okay, very cool. Go. You can go อ่ะมาเดี๋ยวผมช่วยให้ก็ได้ครับ อันนี้เนี่ยโอเคอันนี้มันแต่ว่ายังขาดอันนี้อยู่ครับอันนี้ปึ๊บทำไมมันเซนเตอร์ดิฟของมันวะปราดได้ละทีนี้เราก็มาที่ตัว app.css แล้วก็ไหนวะ where is it ลองเปิดดู เย้ได้แล้วครับเรียบร้อยโอเคอันนี้เดี๋ยวผมช่วยให้ก็ได้ครับจะได้เสร็จเนาะลองเปิดดูครับเรียบร้อยครับน่าจะใช่ครับใช่สอบอะไรบ้างใช่ไหมคุณสงสัยไหมว่าสอบอะไรผมยังไม่รู้เลยผมจะสอบอะไรคุณมันคงจะง่ายมากครับเขาว่ามันเวิร์กช็อปมันไม่ได้มีประเด็นอยู่แล้วครับไม่ได้กะจะให้คะแนนน้อยอยู่แล้วครับคุณก็ไปสอบโอเคเนาะมานี่นะโอเค Enjoy your evening
อาจารย์คะวิชานี้มีสอบไฟนอลไหมคะ
มีครับแต่ง่ายมากผมไม่รู้จะออกอะไรคุณนะครับ
คือสอบยังไงคะสอบไม่ข้ามเหรอคะ
สอบแบบก็มาสอบไฟนอลนะมันก็เป็น multiple choice สอบสักวันหนึ่งครับจำไม่ได้มันมีวันหนึ่งมันไปดูมันมีตารางนะไปดูตารางด้วยนะมาสอบด้วยนะครับมันง่ายมากเลยแต่มาสอบนะเว้ย
มาเซ็นชื่อว่าสอบนะคะ
Okay, so just tell your friends that we have the final exam. It's on your schedule. Are you aware of that? There's a final. Okay, but there is the final exam for workshop technology. Just come and do the multiple choices. It will be very easy, but just show it up. Okay.
On Wednesday?
On, I think it's Wednesday. Don't quote me on that. But it's can you access the schedule for the final exam?
Yeah, I think so.
You can, right? Okay. If not, let me know. Okay.